YouTube family, it's 2025. No more Cinderella stories. Colorado football is broke. Let's not sugarcoat it no more.
And you know, he's one of the biggest donors to the collective, meaning he's paying a lot of other people's NIL on his team. So he's actually paying a
all
lot
of
of
the
guys on the team.
endorsements he gets, he lives off his endorsements and then contributes his endorsements money back to the NIL to help them field the team.
Right. So all these people that's making money that they're making that they never would have made without the presence of Deion Sanders, you need a collective fund for him. Like all these hotels and Boulders all the way to Denver, all these restaurants, they need to be putting some bread aside and supporting this man's salary. And
people aiming every chance that they get. I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So, you got guys and pundits like Jason Whitlock and a whole lot of people who's been making fun for Colorado football having limited funds towards their NIL foundation. Getting talked about badly is one thing, but having people scrutinize your funds for NIL can potentially sabotage your recruiting process. You guys, listen. Deion Sanders, father, great man, minister, sometimes preaches the great words of the Most High God, but he's more than a football coach. He's a football money-making magnet. He's not just benefiting Boulder, but the entire state of Colorado. So when we're looking at these news reports are coming out for the last year or so, we get to look deeply into the fact that we wouldn't blame if Deion did leave unless we do these things. There can't be any more Cinderella stories. We're no longer the struggling team that needs a helping hand. This isn't charity. This is a prominent football establishment that has made a lot of money compared to other football teams. Case in point, this article that was written about the financial woes during the Alamo Bowl and the loss to BYU. A lot of people such as Jason Whitlock was pinpointing how Deion doesn't get collective help from the NIL. So the article goes deeply into how BYU players got a whole lot of collective gifts. They were very comfortable during the bowl game. Meanwhile, the Colorado players was on a strict budget. Now, these are allegations, but there's a lot of truth to some of these things. Not saying that Jason Whitlock is telling the truth, because he's been proven to be a liar, a hater. I'm not necessarily worried about Jason Whitlock, but I am worried about the kids who are 18, 19, 20 years old who are reading these articles, and it will cause them to dismiss Deion in Colorado as a whole. This can potentially be damaging. It's easy to dismiss these haters of Colorado, but we have great guys like Uncle Neely who also talked about these funds and situation with the NIL, basically letting you guys know in a nutshell, give Coach Deion Sanders his money.
Has brought upon the Buff Nation and Colorado area and college football as a whole. Are we looking to see that contract he signed get restructured? And moving forward, how would that impact, the coaches in college football? Because right now he is number 28, I think, highest paid coach in college football. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are you're not going to see what happens with Coach Prime happen anywhere else in college football, because there's nobody else in college football that has the impact that Coach Prime has. When you talked about what happened with Arizona and you talked about what happened with Indiana, they got extensions and bumps up in pay just based on wins and losses on the football field, wins and losses solely. Not taking anything from those two excellent coaches, but they don't increase the amount of applications for enrollment. They don't increase the amount of merchandise sold. They don't increase the number of times that the school is on TV. this particular past season, every single game, the only college football team in America that had every single game available on national TV, and most of the time that was during prime time.
I mean, Uncle Neely is credible as they come. People didn't even look at the situation with great guys like Travis Hunter, who actually used his NIL so-called money and gave it back to the school and the players. I mean, if we're being honest, no player such as a Travis Hunter should have to take his funds and donate to a program sort of like a EBT charity situation. This thing has been talked about for many moons, and we need to act on it now and stop this ridiculousness. If you think I was exaggerating, basically listen to Bucky, aka Deion Jr., tell the media in the world about the so-called Colorado NIL collective. Let's just be honest.
Shouldn't be getting shit for anything. I mean, he does everything right. So, you know, he's the kind of guy that, you know, on top of God-given ability, he's also got God-given character, and those two things very rarely match.
God-given character for sure. You know, he receives no NIL from the collective, and you know he's one of the biggest donors to the collective, meaning he's paying a lot of other people's NIL on his team. So he's actually paying a lot of guys on the team.
He gets, he lives off his endorsements and then contributes his endorsements money back to the NIL to help them field the team.
He's paying at least 10, 15 guys NILs on the team, like from his pocket.
What a stud! What an absolute stud of a human being.
His own money, like. And I was gonna say that before on the show, and Travis was right.
Glad you did. That's big time.
Yeah. And I was like, I just didn't say it because I didn't know if you wanted me to say that. So I told him, you know, some people don't like people knowing their good deeds.
Now, while Bucky was telling you this about Travis Hunter as well, a lot of people were like, well, the Sander kids aren't the same thing like Hunter. They don't have humility. But Shador did the same exact thing that Travis did. I mean, if we're being honest about Travis Hunter being the Easter egg bunny, Shador definitely was Santa Claus and dropping more than Easter baskets as well. So when you look at the 5430 alliance that's partnered with Colorado, it goes to show you the embarrassment when players have to be the one to be your foundation and your sponsors. Unacceptable. See, Colorado football is partnered with the 5430 Alliance, which looks at everything in their collegiate collectives or whatever. But the truth is, we've even seen a former staff member who left the program. That staff member was no other than former NFL player Trevor Riley, who tried to get deals through the Saudi funds, and he would break down and admit that Colorado is basically broke. It was hard to attempt to raise funds, and remember, this is his words because we don't want to get Deion in trouble or Colorado, but Trevor Riley did have merits into it. He talked about how they're not paying Deion Sanders what most other coaches are getting paid in these Power 5, Power 6.
Underrated, but the best. Yes, now I cross my chest, I'm impressed. So I don't stress, cause you know I'm staying blessed. I'm coming, baby. I'm 9, told you 9 came. The lights don't blind me, see, I'm used to the fame. Prime, been prime, I'm before my time. 7-figure hit way back since 89. Been good to me.
You see, Uncle Neely would go a little bit more further deeper into this argument of the collective of the NIL at Boulder, Colorado.
Means the fees have gone up 50%. Is he getting part of that? When you look at the ticket sales increase, when you look at the merchandise increase, when you look at the number of partnerships, Chico, you've been to Folsom Field.
Yes, sir.
It ain't no coincidence that all the people Coach Prime was partnered with before he got to Colorado, now they're advertising in the same stadium, which has nothing to do with him per se. It should,
yeah,
but it has nothing to do with him per se. So when you see, you know, Redcon going around,
I was about to say, I know names like Redcon.
Yeah, that's Coach Prime's deal.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think, man, when you put all that in the pot, whatever this extension is going to look like, it has to be what's going to be to the industry jaw dropping. But I don't think it's actually jaw dropping in what you're getting, because keep in mind, for decades, you were paying somebody to lose games. Now you got somebody that's actually winning you games and packing out your stadium and selling merchandise and increasing the amount of people who apply to the school.
This has become a vocal conversations from prominent figures and faces that reside in Boulder right now. So even if you don't like my words, or a Fat Lock, aka Jason Whitlock, or a Trevor Riley, all these other guys who are the good ones, at least we see it that way, have all said collectively the same thing. Let's go a little bit more deeper on what Bucky had to say regarding Travis Hunter playing Santa Claus to Colorado players and program.
But yeah, Travis, bro, he's just an overall great person. That to where he's losing money from his pocket, and he's one of the top donors. So
that's huge, bro. That's, my mind is blowing right now. I'm telling you, this dude is like resetting the bar. Well, look,
I'm only saying that because this is the person they hating on. Like, this is the type of guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, let's go back to the article and read a little bit more things and go in depth into this article that was written. Now, reading some of the article, you can tell there was a lot of salacious misinformation as far as behavior. They tried to talk about Colorado, but the damning thing of this article was more of what I focus on was this NIL situation, because if I focus on it, recruits are focusing on this. Uncle Nilly would go a little bit more further deeper into this and indulge more information. Basically, give the damn money up. It's getting ridiculous at this point, to be honest with you guys.
Just basic business. Man, I said this when Coach Prime was at Jackson State. They produced a study where I think the tax revenue collected in the football season alone went up about $30 million. A bad restaurant, you'll tip a waiter 10%. Like, so all these people that's making money that they're making that they never would have made without the presence of Deion Sanders, you need a collective fund for him. Like, all these hotels and Boulders all the way to Denver, all these restaurants, they need to be putting some bread aside and supporting this man's salary and be like, hey man, like, we wouldn't have this 100 with you. Let me give you 5 of this 100. Let me give you 10 of this 100 so you don't go nowhere, because we want to keep this golden goose laying these damn eggs.
Look, I've been dealing with Colorado football for 2 years now. I've been dealing with Deion coaching Jackson State in Colorado for over 5 years now. And I get it. People make rumors, people make jokes. But let me talk to athletic director Rick George right quick. Because whether these rumors are false or not, it could impact recruiting, early recruiting, future recruiting. That's the one vital thing that can stop the propel advantageous moments of Deion Sanders coaching at Colorado. What I am trying to tell you, Rick George, when you have this brand new extension with Coach Prime, you would have to pay him more than average coaches. You can't pay him as a head coach only. There has to be different avenues designed into this contract. What I mean by different avenues designed, you have to construct a contract that pays him as the top guy. He doesn't just bring wins to your university. He brings a lot of amount of success, and it gets magnified by 10. You guys have never seen this amount of money before. We know this. Record-breaking numbers in the money department for the last 2 years. And we're not talking just doing his signature moves on TV and being Coach Prime. No, we're talking about an actual change that has not been seen in college football for a while. We cannot nick and dime and become the cheapskate. Rick George, I understand you're going to keep your job, but Deion Sanders doesn't have to worry about who's going to be the next boss who fires him. As you can see, the grass is always greener for coaches like Nick Saban, for coaches like Brian Kelly, and it's damn sure going to always be green and greener and greener and greener for Coach Deion Sanders. What Bless One is telling you guys, me, DJ Bless One, bring me the money. Just show me the money. While you're thinking about it, let's look at Deion Sanders' dance right quick. Maybe that will make you give the money.
Been good time for you to see the weight of the people weigh heavy on my shoulder. Jesus is the blueprint into the family, the Boulder.
Look, I'm with Boulder, Colorado. I'm the guy who made an entire video that went viral, who told Boulder if Deion should leave, I'm going to support him wherever he goes, but I guarantee I'm never going to dismiss Colorado. We will still cover Colorado football. I'm part of the family now. It's not just with t-shirts and merchandise. I put my heart into this. I kind of left hip-hop a little bit, and I've been stamped it with this. So all I'm telling is Rick George, who I definitely love and always speak highly of him. All I'm saying is, we cannot have a military force without the resources. Give the proper resources. Let's galvanize the truth with a true leader. A true leader. No matter what the haters say, they watch us. They watch every game. They watch every loss, every win, but they're watching. And that's why give him the goddamn money. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. Never forget, this is bigger than football. It's deeper than football. If you loved what you see today, then God damn it, hit that like button, like, share, and subscribe. All you're going to see is real journalistic work. I'm bleeding my heart into this. I don't care what anybody say. We could be the laughing stocks. We could be everything. But because the game of football is life, no. Colorado football and Deion Sanders is life. Go ahead and call me a groupie. But the guy that I look up to is who every single hater wakes up and talks about every day. So yeah, I'll be a Deion Sanders groupie. I'll be a Colorado football groupie. There is no one man before the team but the Most High God. Blessing. If the sky is blue, it's true.